Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording session of Hearthstone. Hey, we don't have that advertisement anymore. Good. Just tired of seeing it. Let's trade out this 40. See if we can get 60, 60, 60. Yes, we did. Let's see, what's our overlap here? Absolutely nothing. Win 5 games with the Hunter, because we don't want to play Mage. Win 5 games with the Priest because we don't want to play Paladin, and win 5 games with the Shaman and Warlock. So let's start with the Priest and Shaman, I suppose. We have a new Tavern Brawl too. Let's start with that. See what this one is. You know, I haven't gotten a watch and learn in a long time. There was a couple weeks there, it seemed like I'd get a watch and learn every other day, and now I haven't gotten one in a while, and I kind of miss it. Although I just shouldn't miss them really, they mess up my schedule quite a bit. Encounter at the crossroads, randomonium, choose a class, get random cards, okay. We know this, fine. Hunter, why not? Is it random cards, or is it a specially made deck that they have made? Because if it was actual random cards, each time you played, then you would really be in some major trouble. Much like the deck I made for Rafim in League of Explorers, because he steals your deck. You could end up with a bunch of 10 mana cards that can't play for 9 turns. Those were pretty high cards. Let's see. Hearthstone deck tracker is not working right. Interesting. Let's see if we can fix that. Let's see, use no deck. It did a new thing. Usually it screws up in a different way. Give a friendly beast. How about we start with
target acquired.
Job's done.
Why are these cheaper?
You cannot stop the call.
Doesn't make any sense. Did he cast a spell or something? Why are these getting cheaper each turn? I mean, this is very strange. I guess I'll play this. And this.
Right on time. In my sights.
I did not see any rules that said cards were going to get cheaper each turn. Let's see, charge. I think I have to. I don't have any beasts right now, oddly enough. So if I just wait one turn, maybe I could do something else. This. And then play
target
this
acquired.
and end the turn. I guess next turn I want to play this and this on this to attack that. Wow, he's gonna get 16 on me. This. This. This is very weird, because this is not what they said we were gonna have. Charge Divine Shield Toss and Fury. Do this on this guy. That does that much damage. Then this on this guy. This on this guy. Might as well just kill this one. I could have played the hat on him, I guess. That was kind of silly. So if he can get something out here with charge that will do 6 damage, I suppose he wins. Otherwise, I've got this. Unless he can put something up with taunt, I can't get down.
Take heart. The Earth Mother, you win this one.
Weird tavern brawl. Like all the other tavern brawls. Pretty much just weirdness. Oh well, we got the pack. And that's all I really needed. And then counter at the crossroad under the menace storm. Choose a class, get random cards each turn so your cards costs are randomized. Okay. Now I must have just, obviously I didn't read that properly. I only read the first sentence and not the second part. Let's see. Readjust our Hearthstone deck tracker app. An epic card. I don't know why I'm taking any time opening these. I don't know what I really expect. 3 of those can be disenchanted immediately, which puts us right at 100, which means we can click here very fast, looking to see what the first grayed out 100 here is. It's Power Mace Warcraft. We have 2 Doomhammers now, and probably 2 of some cards here. Now, Alarmer Bot. It doesn't feel like a real exponential. I guess we'll play as Shaman now. It doesn't feel like a real exponential increase in our in the amount of dust we're getting each time we open a pack. Unfortunately, it seems like that's a very slow process, and it's going to continue to stay a slow process until we start getting gold of everything. Unless we start getting gold versions of everything.
You asked for it.
I can't imagine how, even in the next year of playing this, assuming I play this, that's probably true. I just don't see how I could get gold packs of everything. Unless the game changes. Unless it looks at my collection and says, well, he has 2 of every single card, including all the new expansions that we've already released. And so now we only have gold to give them. Which would be weird. Definitely. And I don't know how you would, or what you would want to do to go about making that collection. I assume what you would want to do is start turning the non-gold versions into dust. If you got if you already had 2+ of something, you have 2 gold versions of that card. You'd have 4 of those, 4 versions of the same card. Can't play them all. So I assume you would turn the non-ones into dust, which would get you pathetic amounts of dust. It would be very difficult process. I suppose I could see a scenario where if this game was kind of abandoned, but still had a very loyal fan base of people playing it, where they stopped doing any expansions at all. I could see maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years into it. People, just everybody getting gold on everything. But then that would be very weird. I don't know why people would be particularly loyal to this game if they stopped making expansions. And I don't know why people would continue playing the game if they didn't have expansions, which is the same sentence.
Time runs out on me.
I actively actually know
sorry.
of a programmer who is playing around on making something similar to this game. Of course, I seriously doubt that it's going to have the advertising might of Blizzard behind it, but if Blizzard screwed up in one of many ways, one of which being abandoning this game and not adding any more content, very well might be able to put something out. I mean, CD Projekt Red is a better example. If CD Projekt Red decided that they were going to put out Gwent as an actual game by itself, which it should have been, then yeah, you can put out an online version of Gwent and try to add some stuff to it and try to change some stuff to it. I don't know if it would really succeed. There's some major problems with Gwent as an actual collectible card game. It's not really a collectible card game. It's more of a non-collectible card game where you could potentially buy a actual set of Gwent, have all the cards that they've ever made, and
knowledge
that would
is
be
power,
it.
and I know a lot.
Maybe some expansion would come out later that would fix. Let's see, how do I want to do this?
One day, I'll be a real knight.
High tide.
So I'm waiting for the 7th turn. Suppose what I want to do next turn is play this and then play this.
I learn.
Run away!
I learn.
Elements I like. Totems I love.
There we go. I guess that works.
Engaging TC-130 mental dislocator.
Do this. Let's see. kill this, which I think is important. Now he can't use his fire blast twice. I probably want to kill this one pretty soon too, because it has an increased spell damage of 2 right now, and it could get Ooh, this is not gonna work well. Let's see. What should I do left? I think I just make it space. There. Not doing well here. Think I've just been a little unlucky. And wouldn't it be funny if they played Reno Jackson? I've seen a lot of people play that lately.
Let's get moving.
I still don't really think he's a worthwhile card, but I've seen some people succeed with him lately.
What to do? What to do?
For example, here, if I wanted to play Reno Jackson, I'd have to wait 5 more turns. Because there's 5 characters that I have 2 copies of. Maybe down the line, I think definitely down the line, when I start making the exact same card twice, which I'm sure they'll eventually, either by mistake or purpose, do. Let's go ahead and kill this. And attack this one in the face. There we go. I think we may have a disconnect here. I'm recording this right in the middle of the Christmas holiday break, and I can definitely tell the kids are out of school. My internet and upload speeds have been horrible. Just horrible. It has become a major problem. I don't know if I even talked about this, but I'm trying to upload Lego Marvel Superheroes. One of the episodes apparently didn't ever upload and got canceled. Probably because of the internet, maybe because I clicked the wrong button and didn't realize it wasn't done.
What to do?
That video never uploaded. I didn't find out until I had already had a second problem with the video, in which I had so many videos that were so large, because an hour is like 5 gigs on this game. It's really high quality video that we're making.
Put this apple on your head.
So, like, I had all these videos on my hard drive. They weren't uploading fast enough for me to delete them off properly. And so, the one I never got uploaded had long since been deleted because I thought it had been uploaded. And because of that, it was actually deleted like no way to recover it at all. Let's see, what do I want to do here? This,
I wonder.
this, or this, and this. What do I need to, how am I gonna increase the attack here?
There is a lot at stake.
So I had to go back and re-record that video, which is a nightmare because then I have to do that, I have to go back and play the entire game to the 7th level. So I have to start Lego Marvel Superheroes all over, play it the first 6 of 15 levels, record the 7th level again, upload that, and still trying to upload things. It's just been a nightmare. It's been the worst by far boondoggle, if that's the right phrase. Like,
Fine,
I've
I'll
totally
hear.
lost. Obviously, I've totally lost.
Greetings from beyond.
But yeah, it's been total nightmare, and I still need to
My shield for
finish up
Olga.
that game. There's a lot more to the game that needs to be done. As far as Lego Marvel Superheroes itself, I've hit the point where there are things that I just can't do on it at all. It's completely, we're gonna play as Hunter. That's who we were gonna play as. Its flying mechanic is terrible. It's just awful. I cannot for the life of me figure out how to do it. And because I can't do the flying mechanic, that means I can't do at least a couple of the races. Its driving mechanic is just as bad as its flying mechanic. That's probably going to mean the other half of the races I'm not going to be
Let
able
the
to do.
hunt begin.
If I don't do all the races, I won't get all the gold bricks. That means this game series coverage is almost certainly going to end with me saying something like, well, I can't do the rest on screen or it would take me too long and it's just not fun. And so I'm going to skip that and we're going to try and unlock everything else. So we need to get back to, it's getting right there. It is starting to boil over as we are finishing up the open world hub. It's starting to boil over with being too much of it. Too repetitive and not very interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and play this, which is probably the wrong move. I probably should play this first, because if he plays some kind of taunt creature or something,
Reporting for duty.
it's not gonna work great. Go ahead and play this.
Job's done.
End the turn. So ideally he's gonna summon a 3 mana with 4 health. Dunk. I guess I'm gonna be obsessed with bears here. Unless I can play this in attack. I think I should play that in attack, really. Here we go. This
Today, I don't have to be a princess.
attack.
Job's done.
So now he's got to attack with this, which is gonna take away his divine shield and kill my bear. I can bring up a second bear.
Let
Next
me
turn.
think.
Now, ideally, I want to get all of my cards out of my hand, which is a strange strategy to play because usually you don't want to do that. In fact, this is probably not a very good card now that I think about it, because it's motivating me to do something that's going to be very bad in the long run for me.
Move quickly.
Let's see. Do I want charge? No. Let's just go ahead and play this. Well, that's over.
Job's done.
So he'll probably use this to attack this. And then possibly use this to attack this. So, yeah, there's not a lot of excuses Lego Marvel starting to be competitive too. Because it's probably half a game. If it's anything like the other Lego games, they have a very standard way of making half a game length that they really want to make. So they'll make Lego like Harry Potter the first 4 years, and then Lego Harry Potter 5, books 5 through 7, or chapters 5 through 7. So obviously that is one game, but they sell this too. And then there's a bunch of repetitive stuff that's in the first game that, and the second game, that when they go back and resell it the second time and combine them together, they take out some of the first. So I imagine if Lego Marvel Avengers is going to follow down that logic, it will completely
Job's done.
It will completely drop all of the races and about half of the gold bricks that are in the open world hub. And it will add another 15 levels to get it up to 30, which is still 6 less than the 36 that were released for Lego Star Wars. And maybe they'll add some other stuff here. Let's see. Jeez, is there anything I can do? Just this. I've lost it, obviously. Good on him for just ending it, though. No BS. Which I'm guilty of. I've done a lot of times. I've played BS where I've tried to play cards and stretched out the game, even though I should have just taken the victory. So I'm very guilty of that myself. There are surprising characters that show up in Lego Marvel. It seems like Lego Marvel Superheroes was very interested in including every character that's ever been in a Marvel character movie in the past couple decades. So Blade shows up. He was the earliest Marvel character to show up in this generation. Although technically Spider-Man shows up, so there actually are featuring like Spider-Man, who was in direct-to-TV movies for Spider-Man many decades ago. I saved that for. I started saying many decades ago. I don't know if that's actually accurate. It probably isn't. But Blade shows up, Ghost Rider shows up, the Punisher shows up, and those three in particular are like the mature Marvel series. There is no kiddie version, as far as I know, of the Punisher, or Ghost Rider, or Blade, and yet it's hitting this kid's game, and they make little appearances. They're not majorly emphasized, but oddly, Fantastic Four and the X-Men are heavily emphasized, which is strange since Marvel and Disney don't have the rights to do those movies. And I think what happened is that this game was made really before they really took off. I know it happened after Iron Man 3, or around Iron Man 3, because they have the plot of Iron Man 3 in the game. I think it's Iron Man 3. Maybe it's Iron Man 2, I don't know. But just do this so he can't kill him. Well, actually, I don't know if he would have been able to kill him either way. Maybe, maybe not. So, I think that they may very well focus only on the Avenger characters. That in Lego Marvel Avengers, the sequel, effectively, although it may be a completely different game, it may never get combined into something else.
Enter the shadows.
They certainly are not naming it that way, because if they were going to just directly imply that it was going to get combined, they should do like they've done in every previous example and call this Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, which they're not doing that. Let's go ahead and play this again.
Job's done.
So yeah, it may very well be a completely separate game, a kind of a reboot. But since it's called Avengers, I assume they're going to focus on Avengers.
In the shadows.
Although, let's be on the other hand, Batman 3, Lego Batman 3, is straight up not really focused on just Batman.
One day, I'll be a real knight.
Everybody else. Alright. So, I think he can kill this one if he attacks this one to the face and attacks with that. Or if he does that, he could kill me. Wow, I've just got...
My hand is too good.
What a screw job he just did to me.
One day, I'll be a real knight.
This.
Job's done.
And in the turn. So I have this one, this one, this one, and this one. That's all four.
This is our town, scrub.
Yeah, beat it.
So I can't
I
play
can't
this
do that.
because I have all of them. So I can either give him +1/+1, which I think is the better move. Do this. Oh no, I can't do that. I gotta kill one of these now. Now I can do it. Let's see. Attack here. Attack here. Attack here. Here. In the turn. So now if I want to continue using this ability, I have to kill one of these characters each time. Probably this guy. But it will be difficult to kill this guy if they don't summon something. Here we go, 3 to 4 damage if I play that. Let's play this.
Elements I like. Totems I love.
And I'll play that. It would have been the same, I believe, if I had played this first and then summoned this. Either way,
We're using real swords.
I do believe we have won this game. It'll be kind of sucky though if Lego Marvel Avengers doesn't focus on other characters. If you just focus on like the, I mean you can focus on them, but if you don't have all the other characters, if you don't have any X-Men or Fantastic Four in there, it's gonna be a major step down. Yeah, and like I was saying, Lego Batman 3 is pretty much all the DC universe. Which, on that aspect, I kind of want them they've done 3 Batman games. They now need to just make Lego DC or focus on specific DC characters. So they could do Lego Superman and run the risk of making a Superman video game, which is not a good idea since that bridge has been burned multiple times. One of the worst games ever made was Superman 64. So that would be very risky. They could do Lego Green Lantern, but again, exact same problem. One of the worst movies in recent time was the Green Lantern movie. Well, one of the most recent ones, although the DC cinematic universe hasn't really gotten off the ground yet. So I don't know why they would do that. And they do have tons of Batman things, and I don't know who else they could do. They can't do Suicide Squad, because, well, they can, but they would just call it the Squad. That's what they've already done. I don't know what else they could do. They could do the Justice League. That would probably be their best move, yeah. Let's focus in and just do the Lego DC Justice League. And yeah. Or Lego DC Superheroes. Just call it that straight up. I think probably that would work the best. Focus on the Justice League and focus on the Justice League for the main story. Have like one level where you go out in outer space with the Green Lantern Corps and everybody else who's in the outer space, which really there isn't. That's strange. I must have made a change to this deck at some point. I don't remember doing that. I guess that works. Maybe it bugged out. Maybe the Hearthstone deck tracker bugged out because I played Animal Companion. I don't know. I need to finally figure out what Elite Starseeker does. Make some progress. Probably take everybody's deck. Let's see. Potential charge. I can summon this and potentially get charge. The odds are low. I could summon this. Let's do this.
Baby.
Deal 1 damage to all other minions. Thank you. That's lovely.
Job's done.
What the absolute worst card to summon. So, how do I fix this now? I think I fix it by killing it. Let's see. This and this.
Today, I don't have to be a princess.
My fanging claw.
There we go. I guess that worked. I guess technically that didn't work very well. Explosive trap. This
Job's
and
done.
into my turn. The real problem, and I can speak to DC a lot better than I can speak to Marvel, because I haven't read the Marvel thing. I went through the whole New 52, and then they rebooted again. I think they're trying to undo this current reboot is what I most recently heard. Maybe I dreamed that up, and that's not the actual case, but, or maybe that was just somebody else's opinion being said to me. The problem with DC in particular is that either Batman is their only interesting character, or they feel that Batman's their only interesting character. Superman in the New 52 reboot was not written well, which I think is pretty difficult probably to write Superman in general. But mostly the problem is they just don't give anything a long enough break. With Batman, the Joker in the New 52 reboot wasn't even around. That certainly hurts Batman. I think in a lot of ways they've all said their stories too often. It's just over and over again. And I don't know how you get the same thing over and over again when you're barely even
Today, I don't have to
20
be a
pages
princess.
of very little dialogue. There we go. They must not put writers in it, or comic book writers must just in general not be good writers. Although I think you might make a very good argument, writers in general, all writers are probably not very good writers. But I feel like there is a difference. I feel like you take the series Supernatural. Mostly all of that TV series, every episode is just
For Doomhammer.
kind of a Monster of the Week episode, but they write it well enough. They put an overall arc around it that is always somehow magically, in the example of Supernatural, the bad guy this season is always worse than the bad guy of last season. They've been doing it for 20 seasons. I think the writers of Supernatural, if they were going to go and write a Batman, they could every month have a comic with that was a bad guy of the week, monster of the week type character that would with an overall arc towards a main bad guy. Way better than what I was doing. That's reading trades. There is an appeal to it, to me still. I still kind of, in the back of my mind, think maybe I do want to read comic books. But I think most of that appeal, if not all of it, is simply from the fact that I'm thinking maybe I want to read books in general, and I don't have the time or the mental,
Job's done.
let's see, wherewithal might be the right phrase. I don't have the attention span for regular books. So in my mind, the closest thing I can do is comic books. But they both need to do original stories. That's what solves it. That's what completely solves the problem immediately. I put that in the wrong place. I should have put it over on the other side. When you have a series like The Sandman, which sorta, kind of, when it was released, was in the DC universe.
Give me a quest.
That is an amazing story because it was new. So, run away! It is somewhere, I have to assume, not the writer's fault in a lot of ways for DC Comics. I have to assume the real issue editors and upper management that decide whether certain books play or pass or get published or don't simply are holding back the writers. They're saying, here is the list of things Superman can never do. Here's the list of bad guys Superman can fight. Here's the list of things Superman can't say or ways Superman can't think. And there must just be complete, and I'm sure they don't give the list to the writers. I'm sure what happens is the writer writes something and they say no, or they edit it out. So it's construction by committee. What Marvel and DC probably should do is straight up say, we're gonna give you a grant to make 12 issues. We're not going to look at any of them at all until 12th issue. And that is incredibly something that they don't. I mean, that's risky. That is super risky. That is the standard book thing, though. You give people a book stipend, usually, of some amount or not. Or you say, write this book and then we'll publish it or consider publishing it later. But they are very focused on subscriptions, and they're very focused on having something come out every month, but it wouldn't be too difficult for them to do like I said there. All they have to do is right now say, alright, in 16
Elements
months
I like.
we're going to reboot.
I love.
We're going to not reboot the Marvel Universe again, which we've done a million times and is doing nothing but losing us readers. We're going to start adding independent titles that can be in the Marvel Universe or might not be in the Marvel Universe. And there's not going to be any big tie-ins because we're not even going to know what's happening. And inevitably what would happen is one person would have Spider-Man show up and die in their comic book while another writer would have Spider-Man show up a week later and not be dead. And there'd be no explanation with what, but whatever, fine.
I
think that-
enjoy raiding.
That's probably
Totally.
the best way to do it. Let's see. Well, am I gonna be
Job's
able
done.
to defeat him in the next turn? If I had 7, there 14. Let's see, plus another 6 is 12. 14 and 12 is 26. Plus another 6 would be 7. Yep. So as long as he can't kill one more character, well, that might be a problem. Let's do this. Do this.
High
In this
tide.
turn, attack here. So I can see how he would feel like he's not going to lose next turn, but he doesn't know what I've got in store for him. But yeah, so if Marvel or DC just said, you've got 16 months to write 12-month issues, maybe they even turn around and say, we will, don't worry, we'll take responsibility for chopping up that story and putting it into the monthly versions. Yep.
Job's done.
So they just have to write like one long like season or book of their story. And then they get those books in 16 months. Maybe they say they give them 16 months to write 12 months worth of work, and then they spend another 4 months or so then adjusting that work. Oops. I was gonna then they spend another couple months adjusting that work and figuring out when they want to release that. That would be fine. But yeah, they need new stories is what they need. They need to be hands off. They need to be more like a book publishing company that just publishes it, and less like I don't know. I mean, they're kind of like a Disney, which is odd because Marvel's owned by Disney. It's like they're trying to hold the reins too tight, and because they're holding the reins too tight on this horse, all it's doing is slowly pacing up and down a stable. Whereas if they just let the reins loose, that horse would probably jump and dance and look very much better. And that's almost a good comparison. Anywho, that's gonna be it for this recording. We got a considerable amount of victories here. 2 here, 2 here. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. Guess next time we'll be playing as the priest and the warlock and try to balance that out. And as always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name Rydo, On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it and make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.